Alright YouTubes, how are we all doing? Hope you're all well. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it's going to be a repair on a Toyota GR Yaris. So I'll give you a quick look at the car. I have had a GR Yaris on the channel before, where I show the work that we've done on the forged carbon roof where we exposed it. But this isn't the same vehicle, it's another one. So yeah, a little bit of a backstory to this job. Initially, the customer hit the back bumper and they looked at it and thought it needs a new back bumper, so they got a new back bumper for it. I never saw the vehicle. They gave me the back bumper. I looked at the car with the damaged bumper on there. Didn't think there was anything else apart from it would need a bumper and a trim. So I pre-painted the bumper so they didn't have to be without the car, and then we got them booked in for a day just to swap the bumper over. But when we stripped the bumper off to fit the new bumper that I painted, we discovered there was more damage and the bumper wouldn't line up properly. So there was damage here. This was all pushed in this area here, and it sort of bulged up the edge of this quarter panel. So it sort of, where this had pushed that way, it made this edge sort of bulge out a little bit. So there's a bit of a hump in the panel there and it wouldn't line up. So yeah, we discovered that they needed their car back. So the bumper would fit, but it didn't. There was the alignment wasn't great on this corner. So we told them what it would need to rectify it. We would need pulling out a little bit and a little bit of filler work on this corner and paint that quarter panel, which they was okay with that. So they went away. We booked them back in a few weeks later for that part to be done. So we stripped the bumper back off again, started doing the repair, and then discovered that the bumper guide had a piece of it missing, but I never noticed it at the time. So the bumper wouldn't clip in properly. So where the bumper wouldn't clip in properly, I couldn't do the repair fully because I needed the bumper to clip in to make sure my repair was lining up properly with the bumper. So it wasn't an issue until I went to order the bumper guide, and then there was a 6 to 8 week back order on it. So there was a delay on it. So couldn't go any further with it because I wanted that bracket on there to make sure my repair had lined up. So I'd already pulled it all, and I got to a point where I'm ready to do a bit of filler work. Only a little bit of defect around this where we sort of hammered it a little bit, and there's a little, well, we had to hammer on the inside as well because it had bulged out on the inside. So I didn't want to do the filler work until I had that bracket. So they needed the car back. They couldn't leave it here for 6 weeks. So we had to refit the bumper back on. So what I'd done was just put some epoxy over this and a little bit of sealer over it, just to protect it. So we could just get the bumper back on for them and they could have it back. And then after they took it away, about 3-4 days later, the bracket turned up. And yeah, so that's been going on for a few weeks now. They couldn't be without the car until now. So it's a bit of a long-winded story, but that's where we are with this job now. So it's come back in, we've got the bracket, and we're going to just carry on and finish the repair. Hopefully, touch wood, nothing goes wrong on this now. So that's where we are with that. So I've already done the pull-in. I had to pull it out here. We had to sort of manipulate this bottom corner a little bit to get this to go that way, to straighten this edge up a bit. So it just needs now, I need to take this bit of sealer, this epoxy off. I need to just dress up this area with a little bit of filler and dress this edge with a little bit of filler. And then I can then get it in primer, prep it and paint it. So that's what the video will be on this, doing this bit of filler work and the preparation. And then obviously get it painted, get that quarter panel painted. A bit more to strip out, just need to take out this trim off up here and this trim on this pillar, and then the glass I can get lifting tape in that to pull that rubber back. So yeah, that's it. A bit of a long one, bit of a waffle on this one, but yeah, that's what we've got to do. So I'll just get the camera set up and start getting this repair done. Alright YouTubes, thought I'd butt in there. Yeah, do a bit of voiceover on this one as well. So yeah, like I said in the intro, this job's become long-winded. That bumper's been on and off 3 times now. But yeah, we got there in the end. So yeah, that little inner piece of the quarter panel, a little box section, that was sort of pushed in and kinked up a little bit, and what it done is it just made that edge of that quarter panel bulge up a little bit. You couldn't even really see it, didn't even look dented, to be honest with you. But yeah, when we put the bumper to it, you can notice it. So yeah, we sort of had to sort of hammer the back of that on this inside of the wheel box, you know, block of wood and manipulate that, warm it up a little bit, and then yeah, just pull the outer skin out a little bit. And yeah, I know that bit's not seen under there, but I wanted to get the shape to look like the other side. You know, this car, they're quite rare and they're quite sought after, these cars, these GR Yarises, and they hold value really well. So you know, I didn't want any, you know, if someone pulled that bumper off, I didn't want it to, you know, look like it's had any repair done in there. So yeah, well, get the shape. It was a bit of a funny shape to make out of filler, and awkward to rub, bits of wood and the fingers and all sorts to get the shape. But yeah, the quarter panel, like I say, a bit of tapping around and just sort of had to build it up just with a thin layer of filler, just one skim, and then yeah, just finishing it off in 240 grit, and then yeah, just going to try the bumper on. And yeah, just, you know, when it edges, when you know, meeting up to another panel bumper, sometimes you just got to make the shape a little bit out of filler. And yeah, when I hang this bumper on now, it's a little bit proud, so there's a bit too much filler in it. And yeah, Just have to take a little bit more out. Good. I don't know, do you reckon that needs a little bit of
taking out there?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I might just keep this here a minute. I'm just going to rub that out a little bit more. Just hold it. Put the bracket on, innit? You don't really need it on the arch, but you know what it's like when you just fill up to one side of the line, you lose the shape of it, didn't you? You need like a little sliver of filler in there just to tie it in, innit? Can't take out more than that.
Yeah, that is better. Oh, there's less in it.
Yeah. Oh, by the time I round that off, it's going to be there, isn't it? I just need to round it off, that's why it looks a little bit square. So. Yeah. Yeah, it's not ideal. You know, we painted that bumper already. You want to be trial fitting the bumper when it's new, unpainted, which, you know, that's it was a bit of a pain, and we all know what it's like, you know, clipping in to bumper guides. There's always a risk of tabs breaking, and when you've got to go on and off a few times, yeah, and the bumper's been painted, it's yeah, not ideal. So now that's all the repair done, so yeah, start the preparation. I like to get all the job prepped up beforehand, before I prime it, so then I've just got the primer left to knock down. So I just sanded around that repair with 320 grit, and then my usual procedure, 800 grit on the dual action sander over the rest of it where I'm blending, and yeah, going right round the rail on this one, not blowing it in sort of on the camp rail anywhere, just go all the way round. No risk of any blends may show or peel back later on. So yeah, normal procedure, like I say, 800 grit with a dual action sander on all the flats, just being careful not to catch any edges, and then I go sort of closer to the edges with a 1000 grit soft pad, just to take out a little bit more texture out of the blend panel, out of the clear coat, and then yeah, clean it all down, and then I grey scotch everything. I grey scotch the whole panel over all the flats where I've sanded, and obviously all the edges as well, just sort of protect the wheel from because it can be quite messy wet scotching sometimes. And yeah, just like I say, these cars are they're quite sought after, and we've worked on another one, and I have got a video on the channel, and I'll put a link to it, that we exposed the forged carbon roof on one, and we'd seen other people doing it online, and they got a fake carbon wrap over the top, and we took that off, and the forged carbon is like raw and unfinished, so we stripped all the wrap off, and then to get it flat like glass, we used a couple of products from Mipa, like a spray polyester, and then like a carbon clear coat. But yeah, if you have a look at that video and see the results, there's no footage of the actual job being done because I wasn't filming on YouTube at the time then. It was before I started YouTube, but I'll give a good explanation of it, and I'll show you the results, and there's some pictures on there, so if you fancy checking that out. But yeah, just going to get it masked for primer now. Like I say, I like to get all the preparation done. It's just that job's out the way then. And I know normally if we're priming, quite often it's towards the end of the day, and it's going to be for the next day. So first thing in the morning, all I have to do is knock off that primer, and we're good to go then. Good to get it in the booth and start masking it up. Or even sometimes if I primed it in the booth, if it's a small amount of primer, I'll just knock that off in the booth, because all the other preparation's done. I just like to get that bit out of the way, even though sometimes we're rushing at the end of the day to get finished, and the paint preparation can sort of hold you back a little bit. But yeah, I just like doing it that way. I always have done it that way, unless I'm really rushed. Then I might just key up around the repair just to get the primer on it. But most of the time I'll get all the paint preparation done, and then it's just the primer to worry about then before we start painting. So yeah, just getting it masked up now. So the usual primer is Mipa 4+1, but they're compact mixing ratio, so it's a thinner, lighter version mixing ratio than their high build. It's called compact filler, which is ideal for these small little spot repairs. You can put a different thinner in it, so it's really fast curing. Just puts a thinner. We don't need a lot of build. There's no point putting, a thick film build on a little spot like that. I wasn't looking to get any level with the primer, just literally or any shape out of the primer. Just need that primer over that filler. So that's why I use these small little repairs. If the repairs are really decent and they're finished off in 240 upwards, 240 or 320 grit, then the compact filler is a nice little option to use. I use my wet on wet gun for it, so it's got a 1.4, so I'm not putting a massive film builder layer over it, and it makes it really easy to rub. It rubs down really easily. So that's it for the primer. I didn't show me sanding that off. It would have been the usual. I would have just give it a little bit of a block with 320 grit, and then finished it off in, it would have been 500 grit, DA and soft pad. DA and a soft hand pad, and then I would have gone over with 600 grit just to refine them 500 grit scratches. So yeah, now I'll show the masking on this job. I'm sort of showing everything on this job, even though it's just one quarter panel repair. I've gone through every stage on this one. I fancy doing it. So yeah, just using lifting tape. That one's made by J Tape, and just to get that rubber back, get it out of the way. Works really well. Lifting tape can get you out of tricky spots with tight rubbers and stuff like that. And yeah, what I do normally with soft edges, I do my own little soft edge with a piece of 1-inch tape, and then I put some foam over the top of that to fill in the gap, so I don't have to sort of paper out and put loads of tape in the shut. So yeah, I think I'll put some music on now. I feel a bit like a DJ. We'll sit back, watch some masking, and listen to some tunes. Right, that's it, we're ready to paint now. So yeah, usual procedure, water degreaser, and then solvent degreaser. So you might notice, you might be thinking, oh, why is this, oh, see that little trick? I'm just experimenting, so go easy on me. But you may notice that, you know, it's only a small car, but I've got it sort of shoved over in that back corner, and the reason being is there's another job in there with it, it's another bumper. And I was going to sort of do this video as like a 2-job video, but I thought no, I've got all the footage of the bumper job as well, so I've done the bumper job and this job all at the same time. So yeah, there's another job in there, that's why the car's over in that corner. So yeah, I'm just going to put the colour on the Yaris, that's just going on with my little MiniJet. So Sata MiniJet 4400B, that's a HVLP with a 1.2, and then there's my other gun, obviously, for the bumper job that's in there. Yeah, just setting the temperature at 22, just to get the first coat on there. And yeah, like I say, there's only a little bit of colour to go on this job, so nothing major on the base coat, and that was colour that I already had from the bumper, so should match. He says. So you're obviously giving it all a blown it all off beforehand, and then just giving it a final tack and a final blow off. Then the usual procedure on the Mipa Waterbase base coat. Set it at 2 bar, well, a little bit over on the MiniJet actually, because obviously it is a smaller gun, uses less pressure, so I set it at 2.1 bar, and then yeah, they put a really nice coat on them, those little MiniJets. The fan's decent on them, and yeah, you could do a whole panel with them, not a problem. They're good. But yeah, sort of just a 50% coat on the first one. But obviously, while I'm doing that other bumper in the booth, when I'm colouring that, I'm getting some overspray, you know, base coat dust from that other job. So I have to tack in between every coat on this Yaris, so there's no paint transfer showing. Because normally, if there's no issues with it, I would go right through all the stages of the base coat without tacking it until after the drop coat. So yeah, that's sort of the double coat that I put on, and yeah, that little MiniJet puts the base coat on, lays it down nice, and you can do good blend outs with it and everything. Yeah, it's ideal for you know, little spots that you need to base coat. You don't need a lot of base coat. They're really economical. They don't use a lot of product at all. So yeah, obviously I've base coated that and that other job that's in there. You have to look out for that other job. And then yeah, just normally I put it on bake, but it's only a small area, so just whack the spray temperature up to 35, 36, blow it out, get it cooled down in there, drop that down to 1.1 bar. I'll always go a little bit over on the MiniJet because it is a smaller gun, and just a little bit of an effect coat, a little bit of a drop coat. So, clear coat time. Clear coat I used on this was Mipa CX2 again. Use that on the majority of stuff now, to be honest with you. Really good drying. I did actually check the data sheet the other day. I thought it was 15 minutes with the HS10 hardener, and then it was longer with the HS25 hardener, so the HS10's the fast hardener. But it's actually a 5-minute bake on with the HS10. So it says once it's panel temperature 60 degrees, 5 minutes, cool it down, and you can handle it, fit it up, and they reckon you can polish it as well. But this time of year it'll be HS25 hardener going in it. So it's a 15-minute cure time at 60 degrees. Sorry. My booth's pretty good at getting panels up to temperature. I have checked ages ago. I do need to check again. Actually, I need to get a battery for my digital temperature gauge. But yeah, last time I checked, after about not far off of 10 minutes, probably about 7 or 8 minutes, I checked the panel temperature and it was nearly 60 degrees. So yeah, my boot's not too bad for drying stuff out. And so yeah, first coat, put the first coat on. They're quite a tight orange peel on these Toyotas. On this GR Yaris, compared to other Yarises, because these are painted, these are hand built, these cars mainly, and they're not done in the same part of the factory as a normal Yaris. They don't really share anything with a normal Yaris. I think it's just the lights and the mirrors. The rest of it's bespoke, so they're hand built, and they've got a better paint finish on these for definite. I've done loads of Yarises, you know, newer ones, and a typical standard Japanese paint finish, tight orange peel, not a lot of gloss to it. But these GR Yarises, they do have a better finish on them for definite. So they're obviously painted. They're not painted on the production line like they would be the normal Yarises. So yeah, just trying to replicate that a little bit using the CC. It is quite a tight orange peel on it, but it's got, you know, a fairly decent flow on it as well. The orange peel, not as tight and drawn in as some of your, you know, your standard Toyota finishes. And yeah, like I said, I just wanted this job just to be absolutely spot on. It was a pain for the customer. You know, I maybe should have spotted the broken bumper guide the second time it was in, and yeah, she was really good. She was really good about it. She can't be without her car long, so we're trying to accommodate that situation as well. So yeah, I just wanted this job to be right. This her pride and joy, this car. She absolutely loves it, and I don't blame her. And yeah, we just wanted it to look. She was absolutely gutted that she hit it, so we just wanted it to look like nothing had ever happened to it. So that's it, we're coming to the end of the video now. Sorry I haven't got any footage of it finished outside. We just run out of time. I know some people want to see the cars finished outside in the sun, but it's not possible on all jobs. I'm not trying to hide anything, it's just time and people wanting to get their cars. But anyway, you'll see the final results in the booth. Thanks for watching everyone, really appreciate it, and we'll see you again in the next one. Look after yourselves.